What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. Let's get right off into this. We're in the White Room. Takeoff was laid to rest today. And people are asking the question like, man, why haven't an arrest been made yet? We done seen footage and clips and pictures and imagery and social media postings linking his death to Lil Cam. Why haven't an arrest been made yet? Why haven't even nobody been brought in for questioning? What's going on? This should have been wrapped up by now. We had over 40 witnesses there. This was done outside in the open and in front of people. People definitely know what's going on. Y'all definitely getting anonymous tips and things like that. What's going on? Why haven't an arrest been made yet? Let me tell y'all the reason why. Some reasons why haven't an arrest been made yet. First of all, he dead already. So there's no rush to get an arrest when you're seeing how big of a crime this is that can potentially open up doors to other indictments linking other people in. Even though they may know who the killer is, they watching the killer's every move, who he connected with, who hiding him out, who know about this. So they being very, very secretive and making it appear as though they're not aggressive and trying to find a killer so that the killer can get relaxed and believing he won't be pursued to slip up and give them other people. Rather than coming from phone calls, rather than coming from locations, rather than coming from social media. So this is the reason why they not so quick to want to arrest who they may already know who the killer is. They got video. They not only got the video that's out here, but they got the video of the camera that's in the place. They got a lot. And you can bet people been calling them behind the scenes. And people been talking about this behind the scenes. And this is another reason why we could also believe why Quavo and them been so quiet as a result of the information that the officials already have, that they probably told them to be quiet about this because we finna do this. I really believe this is what they told them and why you haven't heard nothing from Quavo and them. They mama and them outraged, Takeoff and them, Cardi B and them. You ain't really heard nothing from none of their sides at all because I believe they were told by law enforcement to be quiet because we can make this thing bigger than just them killing Takeoff. We can make this thing bigger than them just killing Takeoff. We could put this to a point where we could actually get a RICO federal indictment on the whole thing because we've been watching them for a while. That's another reason why I probably ain't been in arrest, because if the Fed's been watching them even before the killing of Takeoff, they not probably ready to round up their federal investigation yet because they probably got some bigger, well, when you lose a life, that's big. They probably got some other things going on that they trying to see through as a result of them investigating them because we already know they didn't have federal contact. And if the federal contact didn't lead to no convictions, you can bet that they still around. The feds don't expose themselves without having results. So we know they didn't have federal exposure already, but nobody went to prison and was convicted, which leads me to the point of believing that something's going on that we don't have privy to as a result of the thing that we know. We know there should have been an arrest by now. So the only thing that can explain why that haven't happened as if a secret federal indictment is going on and the feds ain't ready to close it up yet because it's a lot going on beyond our understanding, which I strongly believe. I think that's the only reason. That's the only reason I believe. Those people are involved some type of way. We already know this. This is already documented. That the feds have made contact with them. We know that. They don't do that for nothing. They don't expose their hands for nothing. But an arrest wasn't made. Feds don't work like that. They don't expose themselves like that. When they show up, they got you already. You can't get nothing in order. When they show up, they got you already. You can't get nothing in order. They don't show up to find stuff on you. They show up because they already got stuff on you. Now, anything we get extra when we come get you, if you got guns in the house, if you got dope in the house, if you got money in the house that you can't prove that it's legally, and that's extra. That has nothing to do with the indictment. That's extra. That's something else. So this is what I believe that's going on. Because we got more than enough evidence out here to show who the shooters is. We know. We know who the shooters was. They did the autopsy, so they know the guns they was holding. And you also know, I'm going to keep it real, Quavo and them talk. You got to talk. Quavo got to talk. He don't got no choice. You got to talk. You had to tell that man mama and them, which is his sister. You had to tell her everything. Especially when the guilt on you too. He guilty. The guilt on him. Like he said, one thing he did put on his tweet, like, man, I think that's my fault. Not to say that he did it, but I shouldn't even let it go that far. I should have cut that conversation off. We shouldn't even been around that. We shouldn't even been there. So I feel like as the leader, it's my fault because I'm the uncle, you was my nephew, following my lead. We shouldn't even been there. We shouldn't have been there. I shouldn't even been arguing with them niggas. I should have been aware of our situation, got us to safety. You can imagine all the stuff going on in his head. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Because that's how the devil play. The devil going to put things on his mind to try to convict him in his mind and spirit, to make it believe like he responsible. And that's why he put that tweet out there saying, my bad, because he's being convicted in his heart and spirit. And by being convicted in his heart and spirit, he knows the only honorable thing he can do is tell the truth about what happened, even if it labels him as being a snitch or something like that, because he owed that to Takeoff. That's his nephew. You got to tell your sister what happened to her son, who she trusted in your care, that was under your watch. If you ain't telling it to nobody else, you definitely going to tell it to her. In the family, you got to explain that to the family. You ain't got to explain it to the media. You ain't even got to explain it to the police. You ain't got to explain that to the community you in. Oh, but you definitely got to tell the truth to the family. What happened? I want to know everything. Who killed my son? Did you get a good look at him? Did you see him? Look, even Migo Banks, who killed my son? They saying all on the internet, one of your bullets may have hit him also. See, look, they got to tell the truth out of guilt. Out of guilt, they got to tell the truth. He got to tell his sister what happened to her son. It's messing with his mind and heart too. He got to get it off him. It ain't like he can go gunning. Ain't like he can go gunning and blam it away. He can't do that. The only thing he can do is tell the truth. That's all he got. Play for play. Who he was arguing with, who he may have bumped, who swung off, who pulled pistol, who he was in front of, who was behind him, who didn't come to y'all help and aid. Man, all that, you got to put all that out there. And even if he don't want to tell it, mama tell him. Mama tell him, no, I don't care who. Look, when a mama is in mourning like this, you killed my son, who was the breadwinner of the family. You killed our golden goose. Oh, no. I'm not finna let you be comfortable. You ain't got to say nothing, Quavo. Tell me the whole story. I'm going to tell it. Mama Bear going to tell. Okay? Mama Bear already told. That's why they sided the captain quiet. Because they been told, be quiet. Don't say nothing. Look, I'm telling you how the police work. Especially when they want more of their cooperation. And then, in the police force, look, I learned this. I'm going to keep it real. In the police forces, I learned this. They build their careers off these cases, too. I remember when one of our family members got killed. It was different police wanting our cooperation because they were competing with each other. Telling us not to tell the other police this and that because they wanted to be the one to bust the case open and crack it open first. I'm like, I thought y'all supposed to be working together. This is business. These cases we solve and things like that, these things go on our resume to put us in position to be officials, government officials, to get out of these blue outfits off the streets. That's why you get to looking into these senators and these mayors and these judges and these aldermen. These people were once law enforcement agencies. Yeah. So that's what's going on. That's why an arrest been made. They're investigating everybody. And they know the killer don't go to where he comfortable at. They know that. Just like when somebody get indicted. They love them phones being jailed. Because now when you cornered in, you got to use one of your lifelines. Like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You got to use one of your lifelines. And they going to see who you reaching out to call. Because that's your first response of survival. I got to use a lifeline. They want your lifeline. See, those people want your lifeline. Let's see who we reach out to. Hey, what's up? You heard about what happened? Yeah, I heard about what happened. Where you at? Man, man, that's messed up. And my son says himself to come get you. See, they want your lifeline. Oh, that's who he called. Who is that person he called of importance that he humbled to? Look, who's the killer humble to? Why the killer talking so respectable to this man or woman? See, that's what they want. So they ain't finna just go rush out. Let him run. Let's see everywhere he go. Since we already got a target. We got our target. We know who he is. He green lighted. Let's follow everywhere he go. Let's see everybody he reach out to. Let's see what's going on here. See, now we open up a bigger door for an investigation. And that's what you're seeing right now. They're finna bring down a lot of people behind this murder. That's why you don't see an arrest been made yet. It's been almost 2 weeks. You ain't got an arrest yet. This is clear. This has been open and closed. Not when it's a federal indictment lingering. Not when it's a federal indictment lingering. And I believe that this is what's happening right here. It's common sense. And like I said, I know they told. They got to tell. They got to tell. I know Takeoff now, mama and them. Yeah, they got to tell. And Quavo got to tell. He got to tell. They smoked your homie. You got to tell. So that's what I believe. I believe there's some type of federal indictment going on. And that rather than rushing in and just apprehending little dude, they going to use little dude to lead them to the traps. They going to use little dude to lead them to everybody of importance. He need them to lead them to. That they need him to lead them to. Keep it in 100. That's why there haven't been an arrest made. With that being said, it's your boy Battle Truth. It ain't my judgment. That's some question. It's yours. Hit the link in the description box. Subscribe to Battle Truth.